Well, this graph that we'll also have in the show notes is a link. It's got 5 different categories. One is connect, 2 is contribute, 3 is then to clarify, 4 is to differentiate, and then 5 is to advance. So which of those categories of the 5 do you find that is there a certain one of those of that pie that people get stuck on the most, or are they pretty spread out of connecting things?
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting that you asked that because of the teams that we've done, we always ask the question, which of the 5 sessions was your favorite? And everyone has said something different. So I think it depends on the person emotionally where they are. Maybe they're having trouble clarifying their own individual purpose to the company's purpose, right? Or maybe they're just trying to figure out, how do I differentiate? But being the same is not working. And we need to figure out, what does that look like as a team? What does that look like as an individual? Or maybe it's just connection and it's having those meaningful conversations and being vulnerable in the moment. A lot of leaders are afraid to be vulnerable, but vulnerability can move mountains very quickly. And we're all just human. We're human showing up at the table first.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I found vulnerability even in my own path when I was rising the corporate ladder, going from being a manager to an executive to the CEO of a Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway company. In the early days, I thought, I've got the suit and tie on. I'm the leader. I have to stand in front of the room and give the speeches like I know everything and they have nothing to fear. And it was when I started becoming way more vulnerable and started becoming more adaptable. And part of it actually was from a life-threatening thing that I had happen. And the whole company knew about it. And I had to stand in front of an audience of almost 1,000 people and come back weeks later and, live through it, but talking about what it is like from that and being on a stage about how certain behaviors can lead to things that are not good for us in our lives. And it led to some really standing in front of a group of people, just kind of being raw. And it changed the trajectory of how I interacted from that point forward in meetings, conversations, emails, phone calls, 100%. Because the empathy and the concept and the knowledge and the wisdom and the insight that I got back from people, they noticed a significant change on how I switched from being the suit and tie guy that was positive and upbeat and we can do it all, to also then being vulnerable and receptive and to a degree wounded in a way to have a wounded leader still be able to lead the group. So it was a very powerful shift for me. So I appreciate you bringing that up.